Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to discuss session hijacking. Like I mentioned in the previous video, an attacker can leverage a cross-site scripting vulnerability to capture a user's session cookie and impersonate that user. The preferred method of doing this attack is with a stored cross-site scripting vulnerability, but due to some restrictions on the DVWA stored cross-site scripting module, it'd be easier to demonstrate this on the reflected cross-site scripting module. The reason we would prefer to use a stored cross-site scripting vulnerability is because we want to capture as many session cookies as possible during a pen test. With the malicious payload stored on an application, anytime a user navigates to the page that has the payload stored on it, the payload will execute. So once we discover a cross-site scripting vulnerability, we can enter our payload into the vulnerable input field. This payload states that the document location that we're looking for is located on the index.php file stored on this remote IP address, which is the IP address to our Kali box. It will also append the document.cookie information to that GET request. If we review the content of the index.php file, we'll notice that it will take the information that's appended to the GET request and store it to a cookies.txt file along with the victim's IP address. So let's go ahead and start our PHP HTTP server on port 80. And we can execute our malicious payload. And we'll see the GET request that contains the session cookie information, such as a security cookie and the PHP session ID cookie. Now if we close our PHP server and cat the content of the cookies.txt file, we can see that it's formatted to display the IP address and the cookie information that we received from the cross-site scripting payload. Now all an attacker has to do is inject this session cookie into their browser and they can impersonate that user. If we were able to use this on a stored cross-site scripting vulnerability, we could capture several different user session cookies and potentially gain different privileges on a web application. Alright guys, so that's a basic session hijacking example. Hack the Box Academy has an entire module dedicated to cross-site scripting, and they even go over in detail session hijacking and phishing campaigns. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one.